welcome to another installment of Amazing Discoveries. I'm your host, Scott Boeser, and the question of the day is this: who is Jesus Christ? If you've tuned into previous episodes of Amazing Discoveries, you know that we already asked this question. However, we weren't able to answer because we didn't know if the source for the life of Jesus was a reliable historical document. Of course, I'm referring to the Bible. If you missed that episode, our conclusion, based on the evidence, was that this historical document known as the Bible is accurately talking about real history. I like to think of the Bible as this powerful window through which we can watch the events of first century Israel unfolding in real time. Now that we know that we can trust the Bible, let's use it as a source to investigate the claims of Jesus Christ. You may have heard it said before that Jesus never claimed to be God. Is that true? Well, if the question is, did Jesus ever say, "I am God?" the answer is no, he didn't. Does that mean that Jesus never claimed to be God? The answer is an even bigger no. Sound confusing? Let me try to explain. Let's say you're looking for a professional photographer for your senior pictures, your wedding photos. You're looking on the internet and you find this website with beautiful pictures, an awesome portfolio, and the profile and the bio of this person is excellent, except nowhere there does she actually say, "I'm a professional photographer." Now, she has the equipment of a professional. She has a degree in photography. She even has a certificate from the state saying she's a professional photographer. And the reviews and recommendations from her past customers are excellent. At the bottom of her website, she says, "I'm going to give you the greatest photography experience of your life." Now, would there be any doubt in your mind at this point that this person is a professional photographer, even though she didn't say those words? Well, it's similar with the life of Jesus. When you look at the stories of Jesus and look at what he said, there's no doubt that he's saying, "I have the credentials and the attributes of God himself." And he does claim to be God, but he does it in ways that we simply don't expect or understand. Let's have a look at a couple instances where Jesus claims to be God. For example, Jesus says, "I and the Father are one." He also said, "If you've seen me, you've seen the Father." And when you look at the original Greek in these verses, there's no denying what Jesus was saying. He's clearly claiming to be God. But my favorite God claim by Jesus is found in the book of John, chapter 8, where Jesus says to a large crowd, "Before Abraham was, I am." I am. What does this mean? That's kind of a strange statement. But actually, 1,000 years before that time during the life of Moses, God is sending Moses to rescue the slaves from Egypt. Do you remember the story? Moses says to God, "But wait, who should I tell them is sending me?" And God says, "Tell them my name is I am." What is this powerful title this supreme being is using for himself? It's like saying, "I have no beginning, no end. I'm all powerful, all knowing, all present." And yet Jesus uses this very same title for himself over and over in the New Testament. Now, is there any other evidence to demonstrate to us that this "I am" is a God claim? Well, when you look at those moments when Jesus is using that title for himself, each time the people listening to him, they pick up stones and they want to kill him right on the spot. Whoa, what's this rage reaction here? Well, in first century Israel, the worst crime you could commit would be to claim to be God. And it was punishable by death right on the spot, no trial. And so when we look at each instance where Jesus says, "I am," they pick up stones to kill him because those first century ears, they understood clearly what Jesus was saying. He was claiming to be God, and they wanted to give him the punishment they thought he deserved. So, what do you think? Did Jesus claim to be God? Well, an honest look at the stories of Jesus from the Bible will convince you that it's true. Now, that's amazing. Next time, we're going to study those claims a little closer and say, did Jesus do anything to back up his claims to be God? Hey, thanks for joining us on Amazing Discoveries. I'm your host, Scott Boeser. We'll see you next time.